friends, how are you? Are you having a good day? I hope you are. What are we going to do today, Miss Karshner? What are we going to do today? Well, today I'm going to show you how to set up a loom so you can do a weaving. Oh, what's a weaving? Well, the weaving is how we make our clothing, cloth things, baskets, rugs, and we're going to be using some yarn, two different colors at least of yarn and a piece of cardboard so that we can create a very cool woven blanket for your cat, pillow, whatever you want. Pretty cool, okay? So we're going to put this one to the side and I'm going to show you what you need to get started with this, all right? So you need a piece of cardboard. It doesn't have to be really huge unless you want your weaving to be big. Corrugated, so you can cut through it a little easier. I noticed this one bends this way, so I have to watch which way I set it up. I'll show you that in a minute. Supplies, Miss Gosh, they're synced with the program. Okay, you need a piece of cardboard that you can cut with scissors. So, scissors, right? A ruler so that you can measure things out, and you need a marker or something that you can make lines on there so that you know where to cut. All right, you're also going to need 2 different colors of yarn. Now I have bigger balls of yarn because I'm not quite sure how much yarn I'm going to need, right? So color doesn't matter. I picked this one because it's not quite my favorite color, and when I set it up, this one won't be seen too much, okay? All right. So cut your cardboard to the size that you want, and then see how this one bends like this? These strings, these are called warp strings. They go up and down. They're vertical warp strings. I don't want them to go this way because it might bend my cardboard. So I want my warp strings to go up and down. You will see there's little notches cut on the cardboard, and I measured out where I'm going to put them. They don't line up exactly right, but that's okay. They're close. And then see, I just kind of taped them down on the ends, see a little tail hanging. All right, ta-da. Okay, so I measured with my ruler, and these are 1/2 inch apart. So when you look at the ruler, there's the 1 inch line right there, and in between is a line that's right in the center. That's your 1/2 inch. So I put my ruler down here on top, and I said 1/2 inch. That's this big line in the middle. I want one here and a notch here, and then halfway between 1 and 2, I'm going to put a notch there and a notch there. Halfway between 2 and 3, there's 2.5, 3, and then 3.5. My board is almost 4 inches wide. I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. I'm going to line my ruler up underneath the bottom of it right here. And I'm going to say 1/2 inch, right? And 1 inch. 1.5, that's right there. And 2. 2.5, 3. And then 3.5 right there. All right. So now I have them marked. This is where I'm going to put these slots. They're not really deep. It's just big enough to hold the yarn in place. Okay. Take my scissors very carefully. Now you're going to need thicker cardboard than the cereal boxes. Cereal boxes might bend if you pull too tight. So I'm using a little bit thicker. You can try it with a cereal box though, it might work. So I'm going to cut just a little bit past that. See how big that is? It's this big. I'm going to cut each one, try and get them the same length. And I'm going to cut on this side. This is the boring part. And then I'm going to turn it around and do it on this side too. Just past that little notch. That one was a little too long. Oops. That's okay though, because we're not going to weave right up to the very end. Okay, so I've got my little notches. Okay. All right. Oh, the other thing you're going to need, Miss Karshner, you're going to need some tape to kind of hold your yarn down. Okay, so this one I'm going to do. Ready? So your warp strings are the ones that are vertical. They go up and down. I'm going to take my yarn. I'm going to hold it here. I'm going to go click, and it's going to slide right into that notch. See it? This is now the back. Because that little tail is hanging, this is the back side. I'm going to put a piece of tape on there. Masking tape is better, but I don't have any masking tape. All right. Now, I'm on the front. Going to come down to the bottom, click right in the first one. I can wrap it around, come up to the one on the top here, second one, click. Now I'm on the front side, second one, click. Flip it over. Third one, click. Third one, click. And I'm just going to keep wrapping it till I get all the way. And that's why I'm using this ball of yarn, because I'm not really sure how much yarn I need yet. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to trim it and put a piece of tape there also. Now, if you were smart and you were watching, you can pause this right now and go ahead and make yours. Rewind it, figure it out. Get some cardboard. This is your project, right? If you're just watching it first, ta-da, we're ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of yarn now because this I'm going to weave in. This is called the weft string. These are warps. These are weft, like weft and white. Weft and white, okay? So these strings are going to go horizontal. These strings are going vertically. And our pattern is going to be over, under, over, under, over, under. I'm going to take a piece of yarn. Usually what I do is I measure from my nose to the end of my arm. And that's about as big as I need it to be. I don't want it too much bigger than that. Okay, so I'm going to make a knot on one end. Yarn is just little skinny threads that are twisted together. So as I'm weaving, I might fray that out. I might untwist it. So I'm going to put that back together. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to loop it around my finger. And I'm going to take the tail. Try it again. Loop it around my finger. I'm going to take that tail and I'm going to tuck it through the loop and I'm going to pull. See how it's making a knot close to the end. That way it won't unravel all the way. It'll help me hold on to that piece. So this is what I'm going to do. My pattern is under, over, under, over, under, over. I'm going to pick up and go push that knot under, pull over, pick up, go under, over, under, over, under, pull it all the way through and leave a tail that hangs. Push it all the way up. Okay, now I went under over here, so I'm going to go backwards. I'm not going to wrap it. I'm not doing this. I'm not wrapping it around. I'm going to go backwards now. I went under. My pattern is under, over. So now I have to go over, pick up, push that knot under, over, under, over, under, and over. See how I went under at that time? Now it's going over. Look at what it's doing. It's going to wrap itself around here. Don't pull too tight. If you pull too tight, these strings are going to get really close together and you won't be able to weave. So pull it gently until it loops around there. Push it up. I'm going to pull a little bit tighter, but not much. I want those strings nice. Now push it up as far as you can. Now I went over here, and since my pattern is under, over, I'm going to go under. Over, under, over, under, over, under, under. Pull it through. See, it wraps itself around that last string, and we're going to push it back up, okay? Now, if I don't do that, If I go backwards and I say, okay, so I go under, over, under. When you pull it through, watch what happens. Uh-oh. If you do that, that means that you did not follow the pattern the right way. Let me fix it. So I went, and remember, this is easy to fix because nothing's tied. It just pulls back out. Under, over, under, over, under. Pull it gently. Now I went under this one, so I'm going to go back, but I'm going to go over it now because my pattern is under, over, under, over, under, over. All right. All right, there we go. Awesome. All right, so Miss Karshna, I don't want mine to only be black. I would like to have a different color on there. Okay, I'll show you what to do. I'll show you how to change colors. It's super duper easy. So I'm going to pull this through and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to trim it, leave a tail. Now, I want my next color to be this awesomely, awesomely blue color, like this. So I'm going to measure a piece out. I'm going from my nose to my fingertips. Woo! Right there. All right. Now I'm going to tie these together. You know how to tie a knot? I'm going to make an X, and I'm going to cross one of them over and under, like that. Pull. And I'm going to do it again. Just like you tie your shoes, that first knot when you tie your shoes. See how I stuck my finger there and I wrapped and crossed them? I'm going to push this blue one through, come out the other side, and I'm going to hold them together and just pull. Now my two lines are connected, but I need to put a knot over here. So look what I do. I hold it here and I wrap it around my finger. Take the tail, tuck it up. Rabbit goes into the hole, comes out of the hole, pull. There's my knot. All right, so now that's a really long tail right there, but it's going to weave itself in. So let's go backwards and I'll show you what I'm doing. Now I'm working with the color that I want to get. Now I went over. I haven't gotten to my new color yet, have I? No, Miss Karshna, you have not. Okay, I'm going to pull that up. Now I've got this knot here and these two little strings that are hanging. I'm just going to tuck them underneath here. Tuck them under for right now, get them out of the way. Oh, so there's my color. There's my new color, right? All right, woohoo! So now I went under that one, so now I have to go over, okay? All right, so keep going all the way as far as you can. My next project here, I'm going to show you how to take it off the board. Do your weaving as far as you can. Remember to push them up. You can change colors as many times as you want to. Just push them up. We don't want to see the warp strings. The weft are going to hide them. Alrighty? All right, get to weaving.